Hi there. Hi, I just want to. This video is about overcoming bipolar disorder, and it's a serious video, and I'm just reaching out to people, anyone on YouTube who is searching for bipolar disorder. If you have a diagnosis of it, or someone you know, or a member of it, in your family, I've managed to overcome it better than 99% of people, and I'm just going to share with you some experiences. My name is Jason Pegler, and I was born in 1975, and things seem to be going pretty well. Although I got into cannabis when I was 14 years of age and started smoking cannabis, and then got into binge drinking at the age of 15, 16, took LSD, ecstasy, amphetamines, and even though I went to a grammar school, I played rugby for Gloucester under 16s and was a school chess captain. Things were going pretty well. I took a couple of ecstasy tablets and I never came down, and a few weeks later I became manic and I had no idea what was going on. I thought the first thing was lack of sleep. I wasn't sleeping, and then I thought I was the only person in the world that could stop an inevitable nuclear war happening, and I became kind of really fearful that this inevitable nuclear war was going to happen. I was the only person that could stop it, and my thoughts became more and more grandiose, and I thought I was God, and that I was saving the world, and I was head of the European Hardcore Committee, and it ended up with me being really, really unwell, and I was so jealous I couldn't play the guitar as well as Jimi Hendrix that I threw my guitar out of the window, and I ended up having a really, really bad time, and somehow I got taken down to a police station voluntarily, and I thought I was playing a computer game. And even when I was being taken to a psychiatric ward, I thought I was Donovan Bad Boy Smith, the hardcore DJ, going off to a rave. And this went on for quite a long time. So the first time I was in a psychiatric ward for 6 months, for 6 weeks, I thought I was playing a computer game, and it was this insane journey. Then suddenly they were giving me medication to pump me down, and try and bring me back to normality, or whatever they thought normality is. And what I discovered was I had an epiphany. So I just suddenly realised, oh my God, I'm not playing a computer game, I'm in a psychiatric ward. The only way I can ever get over this is to psychoanalyse myself, create a Hollywood blockbuster movie, because I wanted to be a film director at the time, and somehow understand myself, know thyself, so I feel better, and then I can stop the humiliation for being in here, for being in Coney Hill, the loony bin. And so this was in 1992. This is a long time ago. And after being there for 6 months, the day that I left, they said, oh, by the way, you've got something called manic depression, it might never happen again. I'd never heard of it until then. It was something that, because up until then, being in a loony bin was a kind of joke with my friends. It was like, oh, don't go in the nut house, So, anyway, just to cut a long story short, I became kind of, what happened? I went back to school. I had to drop down a year at school because I'd missed so much time. So I lost my self-esteem, dropped quite a bit, and I didn't go back to taking the drugs again, because I thought, well, if I take drugs again, that's it, I'm going to go off my head again. So, but I did quite get into kind of binge drinking. I ended up going to university, to Manchester University, in 1994, September 94. And then things seemed to be going okay, and then I had but then in my I had another episode, and the exact date of it, I was in my final year at university, and I was stressed out from the work at the beginning of the year, and I ended up being in a psychiatric ward in Manchester in Withington Hospital for 3 months, and it was the most horrendous ward out of any of them I've ever visited. It was just horrendous. The care was kind of almost non-existent, you know. So, you know, it was really bad. Anyway, so between 1992 and 2000, what happened was I'd been in 5 different psychiatric wards. I'd spent over a year in psychiatric wards and 2 years suicidal, and I was kind of sometimes taking my medication and not taking my medication. I was kind of drinking on and off, even though I stopped drinking, you know, for good parts. Even about a year I didn't drink at all, and got into, because I was always into like martial arts and sport, rugby, and, you know, got fit and things like that. And by the year 2000, I got myself to a situation where I'd kind of, my last stay in a psychiatric ward was from April to June 2000, and I remember reading Nelson Mandela's Walk to Freedom, and it kind of snapped me out of my negative mindset a little bit, because I was suicidal, and I thought, well, this guy, he's been through so much more than me, and he's still come out on the other side and ended up being president of his country. Come on, I've got to, you know, I'm better than this. I can live a better life than this. And then I was always passionate about writing, so I ended up writing my own autobiography on living with manic depression, and that really helped me. It was like drawing a line in the sand, and it really did give me a lot of, it gave me a lot of, you know, not self-confidence really, because it made me realise that I have more potential that I'm showing right now in my life. So, and as luck would have it, I managed to get a grant from Mind, the charity, to self-publish my book, give copy to people who needed help. So I gave it to people in drug and alcohol rehab and things like that. That was in 2001. And then I met a guy who was a printer who said, he was printing the book, and he said, look, why don't we set up a company, we can publish other people. So that was in 2001, in the autumn of 2001. And so we did, and we called it Chipmunk Publishing, and since 2001 I've been publishing people with mental illness all over the world, and that's been really therapeutic as well. But that's one way that's helped me with my bipolar, you know, kind of, you know, feeling the pain of other people and trying to help them resolve their issues as well. But all along this time, I'd always been interested in kind of business and personal development and like self-help and things like that. So, and this became more and more of a journey for me as I went along. And when I really got into neuro-linguistic programming, that really helped me a lot, and I managed to find a psychiatrist that treated me as a human being, which was really, really important, and it gave me confidence. And then I went to Tony Robbins' event in 2005, and that gave me the confidence in liaison with my psychiatrist to come off the medication I'd been on, and that was made a huge difference. And I've not been on any psychiatric medication since 2005. I have the odd sleeping tablet, you know, and I need to manage my sleep. So if you're listening to this and you've got bipolar, I'm thinking of strategies that can help you. The most important thing is you need to get sleep. You need to get enough sleep. And so that way, how can you get enough sleep? Well, avoid drinking too much caffeine. You know, don't have caffeine like after midday even, or after 1 o'clock. You know, don't have chocolate. You know, that includes chocolate late at night. Don't have too much, you know, Coca-Cola and things like this. You know, drink a lot of water. Try and drink eat healthily, fruit and vegetables. Be positive and think positive. take responsibility for your life as well. As hard as it sounds, you might have been through things I can't even imagine, but take responsibility from your life and realise that it's your life and you are the driver in the car, and it's up to you to accelerate when you want to accelerate and and put the brakes on when you want to. It's not up to your parents, or people don't owe you anything. You have to get on with your own life, and that means kind of getting rid of your blame list, as Jim Rohn would say. And if you're inclined, if you're creative, why not try writing about your experiences and write about your experiences, starting off in a positive way. Start with a positive sentence and come up with a kind of happy ending. And not only will you get closure on it, a negative experience, but you'll turn that negative into a positive experience. And then if you feel so inclined and you feel like you want to share that journey with me and other people, just Google mental health publishing or go straight to my website, Chipmunka, CHIPMUNKA.com. That's chipmunka.com, and feel free to leave comments on this video. But the reason I've just done this video is really, if someone wants to overcome bipolar and they're on YouTube and they're thinking, oh my god, and they're listening to someone who's like really unwell, I'm telling you that you can get better. That you really need to take responsibility for your own life, and sometimes that's the hardest thing in the world, because for whatever reason it can be the hardest thing in the world, but you've really got to take responsibility for your life, and whatever's happened, just get on with it and try to improve every day. Try to raise your standards and improve yourself as a person and how you react to things every day, and just get on with it. And where you focus it on is where you end up. So whatever you've been through, whatever pain you've been through, whatever you've experienced, however bad it is, it can get better, and there is hope for you. And that's really all I wanted to share this morning. Actually really busy today. I've got a board meeting and everything in a bit. So love you lots, take care, and you can get better from overcoming bipolar disorder, okay? There is hope for you, okay? Take care, love you lots. Cheers.